All right, so got a really interesting one today. You guys sent us a video all about the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
And looks like it's time for a deep dive into their recent performance, what it means for the playoffs, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were struggling there for a while, but it seems like something's clicked recently.
Oh yeah, they were down. I think they were 10th in the West at one point. In
Oh wow,
February.
so really down there?
Yeah, really down there.
Okay, so a lot to unpack then. And I guess the big question is, are they contenders now? Like, is this a real turnaround, or is this just a flash in the pan?
Right. Yeah.
So what's this video saying?
So this video is basically saying that the Warriors are back, and that the reason for this turnaround is Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
They even go so far as to say that this trade for him could be the steal of the decade.
Wow, steal of their decade. That's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess the question is, like, what changed? I mean, what's changed since he got there?
Well, the numbers are pretty stark. Since they got Butler, they've gone 15-3.
15-3, wow.
Which rocketed them up to 6th in the West.
Okay, so that's a huge jump.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating is that when Curry and Butler are on the court together, they are 17-2.
Really? So they're almost unbeatable when those two are playing.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's not just the offense either. Like, their defense has become amazing too. They're ranked number 2 in the league now.
Wow. Okay, so there's definitely something to this Butler thing then, huh?
It seems like it, yeah.
So like, is that it then? Like, is that all it took was getting Jimmy Butler, and now suddenly they're contenders?
Well, I mean, it's not that simple, but it's definitely a big part of it.
Right. Of course. Of course.
This video actually calls them a potential dark horse.
Interesting. A dark horse. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that even mean? Like, what's the argument for them being a contender, and what's the argument against it?
Okay, so on the one hand, you've got analysts like Steve Ashburner, who points out that they do have a weakness, which is that they lack size.
Okay, that's a fair point. I mean, the NBA is all about size, right?
Yeah, but he also says that they have this championship DNA.
Yeah.
Which, means that their core players have already won championships. They've been there. They know what it takes.
Right. Experience. That's huge in the playoffs.
Exactly. And then you've got guys like Brian Martin who think that Butler's playoff pedigree is going to be a game changer.
Playoff pedigree. I like that.
Yeah. Basically, he's saying that Butler has a history of stepping up in big moments in the playoffs and, making a huge impact.
Okay. So that's a big factor. Then, can he bring that same energy to the Warriors?
Exactly.
So this video also mentioned a possible first-round matchup. Who are they likely to face?
Well, if the standings hold, they're probably going to end up playing the Denver Nuggets.
And then it gets, okay.
Yeah, which means a matchup between Jokić and Draymond Green.
Oh, wow. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, those two always have these really intense battles.
Okay, so the fans must be going crazy right now. I mean, this is a pretty big story.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The video actually mentions this fan poll that was done asking if the Warriors can win the West.
Okay.
And the results were pretty split.
Really? So some people are buying into the hype and some people are still skeptical?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's this other take that the video calls a hot take, which is that if the Warriors beat Oklahoma City, then the league is in trouble.
Whoa, hold on. Now that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City are no joke.
Yeah, but that just shows you how much buzz there is around this Warriors team right now.
Okay, so we've got this team on fire, peaking at just the right time. The playoffs are, what, just a couple weeks away?
17 days.
17 days. Wow, and they're going up against some really tough competition, but they've got this new energy, this new swagger.
Right.
So what's the bottom line here for somebody just tuning in now? What do they need to know?
The bottom line is that the Warriors are a team to watch right now. They're playing with a ton of momentum, and they've got the talent to make a deep run in the playoffs.
But basically, nobody should be counting them out.
Exactly.
And it makes you think, like, what would it mean for the league if this team that everybody had written off, just a few weeks ago, suddenly goes on a crazy playoff run and turns the whole Western Conference upside down?
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean,
it would be chaos, but it would also be amazing to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and make sure to send us your suggestions for future deep dives.
Yeah, we love hearing from you guys.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye. Okay, so you want to get to the bottom of this whole NBA thing, right? We're going to deep dive into this source about the Warriors and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it's making some pretty big claims.
Yeah, huge impact on the whole league, they say.
Yeah, so we got to figure out, what they're even saying, how they're backing it up.
what it all means.
Exactly.
All right, so first up, this source is saying the big thing is this trade that sent Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
But they're framing it like it's not just any trade.
Oh, no.
This is something way bigger.
Yeah, like game-changing, even maybe not even allowed.
Yeah, right.
They're really going for the drama.
So they're saying that because of this trade, the Warriors have gone from like...
A dying dynasty.
Yeah, a dying dynasty to like the top team.
Yeah, overnight they think they're going to win the whole thing now.
And they even say that Bob Myers, the GM,
Oh, yeah, at the press conference.
was like smirking.
Smirking, yeah. Like he knows something we don't.
Yeah, like he found some loophole in the salary cap.
That's salary cap loophole.
Right. And speaking of reactions, this source is claiming there were some huge reactions, like Miami Heat fans.
Oh, yeah, those fans were not happy.
Yeah, they were burning jerseys.
Burning jerseys, yeah.
And the media was going crazy. They even quote Shannon Sharp.
This ain't fair. This ain't fair.
Yeah, exactly. So what kind of proof does this source give for this big change?
Well, they're pointing to some stats, they say, with Butler and Curry on the court, the Warriors have a 17-2 record.
Wow.
Which they say is even better than when they had Kevin Durant.
Really?
Yeah, and they say the team's defense has gotten way better, like their rating jumped way up.
Interesting.
And Butler's numbers are amazing, apparently, like career highs. They even quote Charles Barkley talking about their chemistry.
Oh, yeah? What'd he say?
He said, I ain't seen chemistry like this since MJ and Pippen.
Whoa. Okay, so they're really trying to make the case with these stats.
Yeah.
But this source also tries to give us a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, like the locker room vibes.
Yeah. So apparently Butler is like super intense.
Oh, yeah. They say he's yelling at the young players in practice.
But the team is like super confident.
Oh, yeah. Like, we're winning the chip, but that kind of energy.
And they even say that Aisha Curry tweeted
that Butler is the best teammate ever.
So they're really giving us the full picture.
On and off the court, yeah.
And to top it all off, they start talking about like potential playoff matchups.
Already?
Like they think Butler could shut down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander if they play the Thunder.
Right, and Draymond Green could like exploit mismatches against the Celtics.
And their style of play would be a problem for Jokić and the Nuggets.
Yeah, they even throw in a quote from Skip Bayless.
What'd he say?
He said this might be the greatest mid-season move in history.
So basically this source is saying this one trade has like totally changed everything.
Totally, yeah. They're going all in on this narrative.
They're like, the Warriors are unstoppable now.
Pretty much, yeah.
So to recap, this source is saying this trade is maybe a little shady. It's caused a huge uproar. And based on these stats and insider info, it means the Warriors are the new team to beat.
That's the story they're telling.
So given all that, what do you think are the biggest long-term effects of this trade? Like for the rest of the season, but also for the future of the NBA?
That's the question, isn't it?
And remember, the source wants you to care about this a lot.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing for people to get involved in the conversation.
For sure. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, this was a wild one.
Catch you next time.
See you.